I volunteer at Baltimore County Animal Services because it's a very respectable place to volunteer. They take great care of their animals, they're very loving towards them, and they're very receptive to anybody who comes in there.
The reason that I decided to become a volunteer is because most of my life I've spent working with people or children, and I decided that it's now time to give to the animals.
I volunteer here because I want to help all the animals that are in need get adopted, and there's so many cats and dogs that come through here that need really great loving homes, and it's great to see people come through and give these animals great homes.
I volunteer at Baltimore County Animal Services because I love dogs. I adopted one of my dogs here about 10 years ago, and I like coming out and walking them and socializing them so that hopefully they become more adoptable.
I want to make their stay here a little bit easier. A lot of these animals have been dropped off or they've been found because they lost their way from their home, and I really just want to be part of their saving grace that can help them believe in humans again.
I volunteer at Baltimore County Animal Services because I spent all my life with animals. I grew up with them, it was a big part of my life, and it was time for me to give back. Like I said, they've enriched my life, and knowing that these animals need some enrichment of their own, I'm happy to volunteer.
I volunteer at Baltimore County Animal Shelter because I want to give something back to my hometown. I was born and raised in Baltimore County, and I'm interested in getting as many animals into forever home as possible using the skills that I have.
When I come and volunteer, I typically come in and take a look at the dogs that are here and then pick one of the dogs to work with. Usually there's 10 to 15 dogs that are available. We go for a walk and then bring them to the play yard, let them run around, play fetch, just be a dog.
I spend time with both the dogs and the cats, and one of the things that the behavioralist here, Will, has taught us how to do is show the dogs how to sit when you come up to them in their kennel, show them how to listen to you, and you are the leader, and not jump and try and come out of the kennel first. And then I try and just get all the dogs out along with all the other volunteers here. We want to make sure they have time running around and out of their kennel and getting all that energy out. And then I'll come spend time in the cat room as well. And it's the same kind of thing. We can take them in the meet and greet rooms. We can let them play around a little bit, or just getting them out of their kennels and spending time with them and getting them comfortable around people, giving them attention. And that's a lot of what I do around here.
Well, I started here in May of 2016, and I started as a dog walker. Since then, I come 3 times a week and am involved with any of the dogs that need enrichment or walking. It's been really rewarding, getting the dogs out, getting them some exercise, getting them some caring, some loving, things that they need leading up to their adoptions, and it's been fun.
My favorite part is just seeing the dogs get adopted and seeing them improve. Some of them come in pretty rowdy and then they end up being pretty well trained, so it's nice to see them get adopted and improve behavior.
What I do as a volunteer at the Baltimore County Services, I have started out walking dogs and getting to know each dog, and with the hopes that eventually I can move on to the other animals at the shelter.
My favorite animal that I've worked with, his name is Flash. He was a golden retriever lab mix. He was very, very active, very rambunctious, but very friendly. And he just needed a little bit of manners training in order to get adopted. I worked with him for about 3 hours in 1 week. We went to an adoption event together, and he was the first dog to get adopted that day.
He was a younger cat, and it was a family coming through with 3 little girls, and they wanted a younger animal to play and grow up with them, and we brought them in the meet and greet room, and it was an immediate, they clicked with the cat really well. He was so sweet with, the littlest daughter was maybe 5, and he was the best with her, and that was awesome. And it made my heart melt to see him go home with them.
The animals I worked with in the past was Harley. He was a pit bull mix that was here for about 3 months. He was very shy in his cage and didn't show very well, so we got him outside and just spent time petting him, loving on him, showing him basic obedience skills, and he ended up getting pulled by a rescue and adopted around Christmas time last year.
I would tell a volunteer who is thinking about volunteering at the Baltimore County Animal Services that it's a great experience. You're going to meet a lot of great people who care about animals as much as you do.
I would say to somebody looking to volunteer at the animal shelter is that this will be a two-way street. You will get so much more out of it. It will enrich your life, and you will be helping an animal in need.
If anyone wants to volunteer here, it's a great way to help out. It's a great way to meet people who also care about animals just as much as you do. It gives you a really good feeling. Even if no one gets adopted that day, just to spend time with the animals themselves and to see them be happy and be out and about and engaging with someone is awesome. And then it's even greater when you see them go home with a good family.
If you're looking to volunteer at Baltimore County Animal Services, it really has changed me in the sense of getting to know my community, getting to know others, and just seeing these animals grow over time. It kind of changes how you see things. Just watching them, come in maybe super skinny, and then they gain weight, and then they find their forever family, and then you get update pictures, and it just changes what's important. It makes life more fulfilled.
Just come in with an open heart. It's really rewarding. I never knew how much I would get out of it. I kept thinking I was here to help, the animals, but I got so much out of it. It's relaxing. For me, it's wonderful to see the animals relax and become more loving. And I would just, like I said, come in with an open heart.
My advice to new volunteers is to just come in and try it. It's a wonderful place. The volunteer coordinator, Heidi, is just super. She loves having people there. She'll tell you anything you need to know. She'll help you out and just direct you where you need to go and be with the people you need to be with. So come and try it out, either dogs or cats. It's both wonderful.